September is Hispanic Heritage Month, and tonight we are shining a light on a medical need in our community. The difference between life and death for this little boy, Dak Lopez, who was born in El Paso and moved to Dallas just a couple years ago. He's in a fight for his life right now, all while bringing awareness to the drive for donors.
What's up, Dak? Dak Lopez. It's Dak Prescott.
You may know the name Dak Lopez.
And I just wanted to say I love your name.
Why, even the Dallas Cowboys starting quarterback does. But not many know his story and how a 5-year-old boy is highlighting a dire need in our community. It was April 9th of this year.
I'll never forget that day. And we took him to the doctor, for the 3rd time.
Then, the news no parent wants to hear.
I knew something was wrong the moment they drew his blood, came in quickly, within 5 minutes. And she looked at me and she kind of had this look on her face, and I knew it wasn't good. And she goes, we're going to need to do more tests.
Tests revealed Dak's white blood cell count, the cells the body uses to fight infection and other diseases, was nearly 10 times more than that of a normal count.
And she said, that's the sign of leukemia.
Leukemia is cancer of the body's blood-forming tissues, including bone marrow. Dak's genotype is an aggressive form of leukemia, attacking his immune system. He began chemotherapy just hours after being diagnosed, but he would need one specific bone marrow transplant.
Our oncologist that was there that day that broke us the news, she looked at me and she said, it's going to be tough because he's going to need a Hispanic donor, and there's not a lot of Hispanic donors on the registry. I said, so what happens if he doesn't get this transplant? And just like me and you were talking right now, she said, he'll die.
1, 2, 3.
According to Dak's doctors, matching a patient with a donor has little to do with blood types, but rather ethnicity.
For Hispanic people, only about half of people who go through the registry actually can find a match. You have a 25% chance to match a full brother or sister, and then a 50% chance of finding a donor in the registry. And that's less than for Caucasian people and people of other nationalities.
Even with 38 million people on the registry, there was no match for Dak. But they didn't stop there. The Lopez family called upon their hometown a drive for donors.
Let's have one here in El Paso. It's huge. It was, population of Hispanics. Let's try to have one here.
Through 2 drives, 350 people were swabbed and put on the registry. Another 800 registered online. And while there was still no match for Dak, a silver lining.
I hope one day we can find a match, not only for Dak, but for somebody else, through Dak's drives.
Thank you, Paso.
Kelly James of Southwest Transplant Alliance in Dallas, a nonprofit organization dedicated to organ and tissue donation in Texas, says their registry is also disproportionate when it comes to a need for more Hispanic donors of any kind. It's not just bone marrow.
Our Latino communities are 1.5 times more likely to need a transplant in their lifetime, but far less likely to register.
James says misinformation about how the process works is one of the reasons minority donor numbers are low.
People think of the transplant waiting list, sometimes they think of a numbered list where the person at the top of the list gets access to that next available organ, and instead it's really looking for the best match.
Dak. Time is of the essence in Dak's case. He's in remission, but without a transplant, the cancer is likely to return. Doctors have decided to go with his dad's bone marrow, even though it's a 6 out of 10 match and not as high as they would like.
We can use parents. We know they're not as good a donor, but he's the best donor for Dak at this time.
Oh yeah. And while it might not be a perfectly matched donor, knowing it's dad has made the process more comforting for Dak.
He's feeling comfort already with all the tests that I got to go do with him, all the lab work, and they're poking me and stuff, and he's kind of watching like, hey, Dad, it's your turn.
Dad at his side, El Paso behind him, and America's team rooting him on.
Stay strong, my man. You've got me in your corner. The Cowboys are in your corner.
Dak received his transplant last week, and the family telling me everything went according to plan. He's currently resting at the hospital where he's going to be monitored for the next 40 to 100 days. Doctors telling me it'll be at least 2 weeks before we know if the transplant was successful or not. And as you can tell, Dak's in good spirits. He made sure to watch the Cowboys tonight. And if you're watching this story and you want to get on the bone marrow registry, all you have to do is text El Paso Cares to 61474. It's that easy. Again, text El Paso Cares to 61474. And we'll, of course, have additional information on our website, ktsm.com. Back to you.